afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Okay, welcome to the class. I'm sorry I'm starting about 10 minutes late. Okay, I had some problems with my computer now, but we should be starting. Yeah, I can see myself checking going like this on the computer. So this is a class for upper intermediate. If you have any questions, please write to me on the YouTube chat and I will check. Okay, I can see both things at once. Today we're going to work on a story by the Brothers Grimm. If you don't know, there we go, by the Brothers Grimm. Okay? And it's the story of Henzel and Gretel. It's a fairy tale. And I presume, I think, you already know this fairy tale in Portuguese. Okay? Let me just check if my audio is working. Audio good? Yeah? Okay. So, you can find this link to this website at https www.grimmstories.com slash, what is it, slash, I don't know, n dot grim, let me put the audio up. Okay, sound, test. Okay, you should be hearing me a little bit better now. All right, so you can find this at the brothers at grimmstories.com /n/grim _ fairy tales / tales at Henzel and Gretel. Man, how do I say that? Baha. I forgot how to say that Baha. Let's check. What is the name of this? What is the symbol called? It's called at. No, it's not the at sign. What is the name of? Let me just put this. Let me see. Slash. Wow, okay, slash. It's a punctuation. Slash. So, what's this called? Okay, let me put you so you can see what I'm seeing here. There you go. So, what's this? Oh, that's a hyphen. Whoops, sorry, my bad. Okay, so it is slash. And the other one is a... So, this is slash, and this one is slash. The other one was a hyphen. Okay, let's continue to our story. And there we go. Henzel and Gretel. Henzel and Gretel. Near a great forest there lived a poor woodcutter and his wife, and his 2 children. The boy's name was Henzel, and the girl's Gretel. They had a very little bite or to sup. They had very little to bite or to sup, so they didn't have a lot to eat. And once, when there was great dearth in the land, the man could not even gain the daily bread. So we can look here and we can see dearth. Wow, what a difficult word. I never see that before. But if you read the whole sentence, when there was a great something in the land, the men could not even gain the daily bread. So they could not earn money. So what do I think that means? Nowadays, we might call that a slum, hard times, retrocession, right? So we might be calling those things that. There's another word for it. Hold on, give me a minute. I can't remember. Okay, there is another word for it that I want to use. I don't know. How can I find out? Well, the best way for you who already know how to speak English is that we can go ahead and we can go on. I don't want to see this. Okay, so we can go here and we can go to thesaurus, which is a dictionary for synonyms. And I can click here. And there you go. And then I can put the word Darth or Darth Vader. It is Darth. Oh, just one moment. Hey, I'm giving class. I'll call you later. No problem. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh, there you go. Ready? So Darth, like Darth Vader. Okay? So we can check here. Absence, deficiency, insufficient, scarcity, inadequacy, lack, paucity, shortage, default, defect, famine. That's the one we were looking for, right? Infrequency, meagerness, miss, need, poverty, privation, rareness, scantiness, scantness, sparsity, uncommonness, want, exiguousness, slim pickings. All right. Let's continue now with the story. As he lay in bed one night thinking of this, and turning and tossing, so he was turning and tossing. Tossing is like to throw, but here I'm like, it's just an expression we use that we turn and we toss in bed, okay? He sighed. He sighed heavily and said to his wife, "What will become of us? We cannot even feed our children. There is nothing left for ourselves." "I will tell you what, husband," answered the wife. "We will take the children early in the morning into the forest, where it is thickest." So thin forest and thick forest, right? It's very dense forest. "We will make them a fire. We will give each of them a piece of bread. Then we will go to our work and leave them alone. They will never find the way home again and shall be quit of them." Oh my God, can you believe that? "No, wife," said the man. "I cannot do that. I cannot find it in my heart to take my children into the forest and leave them there alone. The wild animals would soon come and devour them." "Oh, you fool," she said. "Then we will all four starve." So, starve the children or all four starve. Then we will all four starve. "You had better get the coffins ready." Coffin is a place where we put the dead people, right? We put them in a box. The name of that is a coffin. And she left him no peace until he consented. "But I already pity the poor children." Do you remember that video? Yeah, it's in Portuguese, and it's like, "He killed the ant. Oh, what a pity! What a pity!" Do you remember that? Que dó, que dó. He killed the ant. Que dó, what a pity. "But I really pity the poor children," said the man. The two children had not been able to sleep for hunger, and had heard their stepmother and had said to their father. Gretel wept bitterly. She wept, she cried. Okay, bitter is like the opposite of sweet. So when we have like chocolate cake or sugar, right, that's sweet. But bitter is the opposite, like lemon. Lemon is, well, it's sour. Bitter, yeah, you taste it. So she's crying. Yeah, I know. And she left him no peace until he consented. Yes, I consent. "But I really pity the poor children," said the man. The two children had not been able. Oh, sorry. And had heard what their stepmother said to their father. Gretel wept bitterly and said to Henzel, It is all over with us. Do be quiet, Gretel, said Henzel, and not fret. Don't worry, don't fret, okay? One will manage something. And when the parents had gone to sleep, he got up and put his little coat, opened the back door, and slipped out. They ran away. The moon was shining brightly. Let me see if I can do something about this. Make it a little bigger. Okay, a little better now, huh? Let me check. Yeah. The moon was shining brightly, and the white flints that lay in front of the house glistered like pieces of silver. The moon was shining brightly, and the white flints. Flints is a type of rock that is very shiny, that lay in front of the house. That is in front of the house. Lays to lay down, okay, to sit and to stand. Stand, sit, lay, okay. And if you play video games, there is the prone that lay in front of the house, glistening like pieces of silver. Henzel stopped and filled the little pocket of his coat as full as it will hold. So what Henzel did, right, is he picked up the little rocks that were in front of the house, and he put the rocks in his pocket. Be easy, or calm down, dear little sister, and go to sleep quietly. God will not forsake us. Wow, look at that. Talking about God. God will not let us go bad. Okay? God will not let anything happen to us. So let's have a look at forsake in the thesaurus so we can understand this better, so I can explain this better for you. Let's have a look here, and notepad, and there we go. Oh, forsake Darth, no, just forsake. To abandon, to turn one's back on, disdown, forgo, forswear, jettison, quit, relinquish, renounce, repudiate, set aside, spum, abdicate, desert, disclaim, jilt, leave, resign, surrender, yield, cast off, change one's tune, drift away, give up, have done with, kiss goodbye, mwah! Leave flat, leave high and dry, run out on, show the door, take an oath, throw over, walk out on, wash one's hand of. Whoops, that's the live stream there. Okay, let's go back to the story. God will not forsake us, will not abandon us, and laid himself down in his bed. When the day was breaking and before the sun had risen, the wife came and awakened the two children and said, "Get up, you lazy bones! We are going into the forest to cut wood." Then she gave each of them a piece of bread and said, "That is for dinner, and you must not eat it before then, for you will get no more." Gretel carried the bread under her apron. So an apron is part of the clothes. An apron, let's have a look here at the pictures. So this is easier shown. Apron is something you use to cook with, and I'm sorry for this. It's here, okay. And we can see their apron pictures because I don't want to see the translation. I want to see the pictures. And we can see their apron, right? A lot of people don't use aprons. You should, to protect your clothes, right? Your clothes are expensive. Make sure you wear aprons. Hey, going back to the story. For Henzel had his pocket full of flint. Okay. Gretel carried the bread under her apron, for Henzel had his pocket full of flints. Then they went off. all together on their way to the forest. When they had gone a little way, Henzel stood still and looked back towards the house. And this he did again and again, till his father said to him, "Henzel, what are you looking at? Take care not to forget your legs." What a bad father, right? Said, "Don't look back. I don't want you to remember the way." "Oh, father," said Henzel, "I am looking at my little white kitten, who is sitting upon the roof to bid me goodbye." You young fool," said the woman, "that is not your kitten, but the sunshine on the chimney pot." Of course, Henzel had not been looking at the kitten, but had been taking every now and then a flint from his pocket and dropping it on the road. When they reached the middle of the forest, the father told the children to collect wood to make a fire to keep them warm, and Henzel and Gretel gathered brushwood enough for a little mountain, J and a little mountain J. I don't understand either. So I don't understand too. I don't understand either. Mountain J. And it was set on fire. So I think a little mountain J is a type of fire. Let's check if that's what it is. That's what it is. Let's go on Google here. So let's check mountain J. Mountain J fire. No. Not for fly. Yes, I don't. I think it's maybe incorrect. I don't understand either. Henzel and Gretel gathered brushwood. Brushwood is just twigs and small pieces of wood, so you can start a fire. Enough for a little mountain. No J. And it was set on fire. And when the flame was burning quite high, the wife said, "Now, lie down by the fire and rest yourself, you children, and we will go and cut wood. And when we are ready, we will come and fetch you," or "we will come and get you." So that's fetch. But usually we say fetch in a kidding way, like we tell a dog, "Fetch." We don't say, "Go get it." Well, we do say it. Excuse me. We do kind of say it. We say, "Go get it, boy." We do kind of say it like this. So Henzel and Gretel sat by the fire at noon. They each ate their pieces of bread. They thought so Henzel and Gretel sat by the fire, and at midday, they each ate their pieces of bread. They thought their father was in the wood all the time. No, he wasn't there. He's gone, yeah? As they seemed to hear strokes of an axe. So a stroke of an axe is when you get the axe, okay? It's a tool to cut the tree down. And you can hear this. You can hear the axe. It's a stroke. Let me just check if everybody is hearing me, if I'm okay. Okay, yeah, should be good. Let's continue. Where am I? Okay. Stroke of an axe, but really it was only a day branch, a dry branch. So a branch is a part of the tree. You have the tree trunk, and then you have the branches. Hanging to a withered tree, a dry tree, withered. It doesn't have water anymore, right? It's withered. So there's also some good pictures of this on the internet here, and I can show you. So we can see a withered tree there. It's withered. Look at that. Sometimes they're beautiful if you have it in your house, maybe, right? And sometimes they're really not. They're just dead trees, but they can be beautiful, right? That's the case here. In that picture, that's the case. But really, it was only a dry branch hanging to a withered tree that the wind moved to and fro, and from. This is an old way to say from, to and from, to and from. So when they had stayed there a long time, their eyelids closed with weariness, with tiresome. They were tired with weariness. And they fell asleep. When at last they woke, it was night, and Gretel began to cry and said, "How shall we ever get out of this wood?" But Henzel comforted her. What a strong little man. Saying, "Wait a little longer until the moon rises, and then we can easily find the way home." And when the full moon got up, Henzel took his little sister by the hand and followed the way where the flint stones shone, or shine, this is the past of shine, shone, like silver, and showed them the road. They walked on the whole night through, and at the break of day they came to their father's house. They knocked at the door. And when the wife opened it and saw that it was Henzel and Gretel, she said, "You naughty children!" Yes, she's from England. "Why did you sleep so long in the wood? We thought you were never coming home again." But the father was glad, for it had gone to his heart to leave them both in the woods alone. So his heart was hurting. Not very long after that, there was again great scarcity in those parts. And the children heard their mother say at night in bed to their father, "Everything is finished up. We have only half a loaf, and after that, the tale comes to the end. The children must be off." Wow, a second time. We will take them farther into the woods. So near, far, further away. So it's more far. Further into the wood this time, so that they shall be able to find the way back again. There is no other way to manage. The man felt sad at heart, and he thought it would be better to share one's last morsel. A last piece of food is a morsel. One's last morsel with one's children. But the wife would listen to nothing that he said, but scolded. Scolded is like when you have a son. Let's say your son did something bad at school, and you come home and you say, "I told you not to do this, and if you do this again, I'm gonna hit you and I'm gonna slap you in your face, blah 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 blah," and this, right? So this is like scold, okay? And reproached him. Reproach is very similar to scold. He who says A must say B too. And when a man has given in once, he has to do it a second time. And when a man has given in once, he has to do it a second time. So if he did it once, he has to do it a second time. I don't know. Do you think that's true? You can put it in the comments below. Do you think it's true? But the children were not asleep and had heard all the walk. When the parents had all the talk. When the parents had gone to sleep, Henzel got up to go out and get more flint stones, as he did before. But the wife had locked the door, and Hansel could not get out. But he confronted his little sister and he said, "Don't cry, Gretel, and go to sleep quietly, and God will help us." God help you, man. What a rough story. Early the next morning, the wife came and pulled the children out of bed. She gave them each a little piece of bread, less than before. And on the way to the wood, Henzel crumbled the bread in his pocket and often stopped to throw a crumb on the ground. So this time, he's not throwing rocks, he's throwing crumbs, which is pieces, crumbs of bread on the ground. Henzel, what are you stopping behind and standing for? Said the father. I am looking at my little pigeon sitting on the roof to say goodbye to me, he answered Henzel. You fool, said the wife. That is no pigeon, but the morning sun shining on the chimney pots. Henzel went on as before and strewed bread crumbs all along the road. The woman led the children far into the wood, where they had never been before in all their lives. And again there was a large fire made, and the mother said, "Sit still there, you children, and when you are tired, you can go to sleep. We are going into the forest to cut wood, and in the evening, when we are ready to go home, we will come and fetch you." Oh, what a horrible, horrible woman. Wow. Soon, when noon came, Gretel shared her bread with Henzel, who had strewed his along the way. So he had cut. Strewed. Let's go ahead and look for strew. That's the past of, that's the present of strew. And we're going to go ahead and look to see the meaning of that word. There we go. Strew. To spread, to scatter, sprinkle, cover, toss. Strew. Who had strewed his along the way. Then they went to sleep, and the evening passed, and no one came for the poor children. When they awoke, it was dark again, and Henzel confronted his little sister and said, "Wait a little, Gretel, until the moon gets up. Then we shall be able to see the way home by the crumbs of bread that I have scattered along it." Do you think they'll find the way? What do you think? So when the moon rose, they got up, but they could not find no crumbs of bread, for the birds of the wood and of the fields had come, then picked them up. Henzel thought they might find the way all the same. Yeah. Independently of the birds eating the bread, he thought he could still find the way. But they could not. Then they went on all that night, and the next day from the morning until the evening, but they could not find the way out of the woods. And they were very hungry, for they had nothing to eat but the few berries. Berries in the woods. Do you know what berry is? Blackberry. Let's have a look at what berry is, shall we? So let's have a look at berries. Do you like to eat berries? Yeah, I like. It's delicious, especially this one. Yeah, this little berry here. Oh, that is delicious. I love it. Very expensive, but still delicious. And let's go back. And when they were so tired that they could no longer drag themselves along, they lay down under a tree and fell asleep. It was now the third morning since they had left their father's house. Wow, 3 days. they were always trying to get back to it, but instead of that, they only found themselves further in the wood. And if help had not soon come, they would have been starved. About noon, they saw a pretty snow-white bird sitting on a bough. Wow, what is a bough? I have no idea. Let's look. Okay, so it's a tree. A bough is a branch of the tree. From this bough, we can see Mr. May's bedroom. So the bow is the main room. Yeah, it's the main, the bow. Oh, maybe that's why we say bow and arrow. Bow and arrow. Wow. So maybe let's look at the etymology of the word. Let's have a look. Etymology.com. So this is etymology.com, guys. Whenever, or etymolline is the word. And I'm gonna put here bow. And let's check if the bow and arrow actually came from the bow. So bow, to bend, to become bent, to have or assume a curved direction, to bow down, in this case, bend the body, whatever. Also to turn back. It's a verb. Past tense, be, boggin. Comes from bogen. Okay, so it does not come from bow. Wow. Shooting arrows. It says bogen here. No, so it doesn't come from a boog, a sense of loop knot, especially. Bow-legged. Wow, so it doesn't really come from the word I thought. Let's have a look to see if a bow. A bow, shoulder, arm. No, it's not the one. Branch. There we go. Branch. So it actually comes from French. Okay, that's interesting. So a bow is a part of the tree. Look at that. You learn, I learn. A moment. There we go. On a bow and singing, ah la 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 la, so sweetly. So about noon, they saw a pretty snow-white bird sitting on a bow and singing. So sweetly that they stopped to listen. And when he had finished, the bird spread his wings and flew before them. They followed after him until they came to a little house, and the bird perched on the roof, or stopped. You know, he just kind of like stopped, perched on the roof, and or stand, right? And when they came nearer, they saw that the house was built of bread and roofed with cakes, and the window was of a transparent sugar. How do they know the window was made of transparent sugar? That's not possible. Come on, Brothers Grimm. Is that possible? How do you know? You're looking at... No, that's not glass. That's transparent sugar. We will have some of this, said Henzel, and make a fine meal. I will eat a piece of the roof. Gretel, and you can have some of the window that will taste sweet. So Henzel reached up and broke off a bit of the roof just to see how it tasted. And Gretel stood by the window and gnawed. So to gnaw, when a dog eats a bone, he doesn't really eat it, but he just stays like this. This is to gnaw. I know it's a difficult word. It says gnaw. Oh, I lost myself. Gretel and reach right and gnaw. But you know, this is just say gnaw or nod, okay? And gnawed at it. Then they heard a thin voice come from inside. Nibble, nibble like a mouse. Who is nibbling at my house? And the children answered, Never mind, it's the wind. And they went on eating, never disturbing themselves. Henzel, who found that the roof tasted very nice, took down a great piece of it, and Gretel pulled out a large round window pane and set her down and began upon it. So window pane, it's a panel of a window, okay? So it's a panel of a window, and set her down and began upon it. Then the door opened, and an aged woman came out, an old woman came out, leaning. So to lean is like when there is a wall and you kind of just like sit there and you lean. You're like, I'm just leaning on the wall. A lot of people like to do this on other people's cars, and it's not nice when just people, you know, they just kind of sit there on the wall, okay, and they lean on the wall. Right? If you're sad, you can lean on me. Lean on me when you're not strong. That's a good song. Lean on me. You can check it. This is how you spell it. Lean on me. It's a beautiful song. Lean on me. Then the door opened, and an aged woman come out leaning upon a crutch. So a crutch is what some people who have difficulty walking use to walk. So we can actually see this here, a crutch. There we go. Does anybody in your family use a crutch? Go ahead and put it on the comments. Okay. Henzel and Gretel felt very frightened, scared, and they let fall what they had in their hands. The old woman, however, nodded her head, and said, "Ah, my dear children, how come you are here? You must come indoors and stay with me. You will be no trouble." So she took them each by the hand and led them into her little house. And there they found a good meal and laid out. So they laid down, right? They laid out. There we go. Sorry, I'm sorry, class. Frightened let fall what they had in their hands. The old woman, however, nodded her head and said, "Oh, my children, how come you're here? You must come indoors and stay with me. You will be no trouble." So she took them each by the hand and led them into her little house. And there they found a good meal and laid out, of milk and pancakes with sugar, apples, nuts, right? Nuts are the little thing that we eat, nuts. Okay. After that, she showed them two little white beds, and Henzel and Gretel laid themselves down on them and thought they were in heaven. Do you think they're in heaven? What do you think? The old woman, although her behavior was so kind, and was a wicked witch who laid in wait for children, and had built the little house on purpose to entice them. Oh man, the old woman, although her behavior was so kind, was a wicked witch who lay in wait for children, and had built the little house on purpose to entice. So entice is like, come on, do it. Come on, go, come on, I know you can do it, do it. No, man, I don't want it. Come on, do it. Come on, do it. I'm enticing you, right? So that's what entice means. When they were once inside, she used When they were once inside, she used to kill them. Cook them and eat them, and then it was a feast day with her. She killed little children, cooked them, and ate them. She's a cannibal. She's a horrible woman. The witch's eyes were red. So stupid. And she could not see very far, but she had a keen scent like the beast, and knew very well when human creatures were near. What an evil woman. When she knew that Henzel and Gretel were coming, she gave a spiteful laugh and said triumphantly, I have them, and they shall not escape me. Early in the morning, before the children were awake, she got up to look at them, and as they lay sleeping so peacefully with round, rosy cheeks, she said to herself, what a fine feast I shall have. What a fine dinner, right? So it's a feast. It's a time when you eat. What a fine feast I shall have. Then she grasped. This is to grasp. Okay? Let go. I'm grasping, okay? It's to hold tightly. Henzel with her withered hand. Remember the tree that's withered? Alright? It's dry with her withered hand, and led him into a little stable. A stable is a location where you keep horses or animals. Stable. And shut him up behind a grating. Grating is a bar. So let's go ahead. It's a bar made of metal. Let's have a look at a bar made of metal. Okay. So we can have a look at a stable so you can understand. Usually they're meant to keep horses, and there's the grating right there. All right, so we can see the grating. There, the grating. So it's the bars there. Those are the gratings. Whoops, I'm gone. Where am I? The grating there. Okay, there you can see the grating, and here you can see the stable and the grating on the stable. Let's go ahead and go back. And call and scream his mind, ah, help, ah! It was no good. Then she went back to Gretel and shook her, crying, get up, lazy bones! Fetch water and cook something nice for your brother. He is inside the stable and must be fattened up. She wants to make him fat. And when he is fat enough, I will eat him. Gretel began to weep bitterly. But it was of no use. She had to do what the wicked witch bade her, or told her what to do, yeah? Bade her, I'm biting you to do this, right? I'm making you do this. And so the best kind of victuals was cooked for poor Henzel, while Gretel got nothing but crab shells. Okay, so this is a little bit difficult here. Let's see a picture here of victuals. And I kind of know what this is. For example, if you eat moela, you are eating victuals. So we can have a look here at victuals. Where am I? Here I am, victuals. Oh, what a bad picture. Oh no, look at that. It's like vegetables, victuals. Let's have a look here at victuals, at the translation, shall we? Victual, food or provision, provide with food or the stores. Okay, so it's just food. It's just food. So here we have the synonyms. Oh, sorry guys, my bad. Sorry. So here we have victuals, food, food and drink, fare, cooking, cuisine, sustenance, nourishment, nutrition. Okay. All right, let's go back. was cooked for poor Henzel, while Gretel got nothing but crab shells, crab shells. Ugh. Do you know crabs? When you go to the beach, do you see crabs at the beach? Do you see little crabs walking around at the beach? So we can see crab shells here. There, that's a crab shell. That's a crab, and this is the crab shell. So crab. It's a crab, and this is the shell. Okay, those are legs. That's the delicious part, and here's the shell. Very, very little food here. Not a lot. Not a lot of food. Okay. Each morning, the old woman visited the little stable and cried, Henzel, stretch out his finger. Stretch? I'm stretching, stretch. Stretch. Stretch out his finger. Sorry. Each morning, the old woman visited the little stable and cried, Henzel, stretch out your little finger that I may tell if you will soon be fat enough. Henzel, however, used to hold out a little bone, and the old woman, who had weak eyes, could not see what it was, and supposing it was Henzel's finger, wondered very much that it was not getting fatter. Okay, so the piece of bone wasn't getting fatter. When 4 weeks had passed and Henzel seemed to remain so thin, she lost patience and could wait no longer. Now then, Gretel, cried she to the little girl, be quick and draw water. Be Henzel fat or be Henzel lean? Tomorrow I must kill and cook him. Oh, what a grief for the poor little sister to have to fetch water, and how the tears flowed down over her cheeks. Dear God, pray help us, cried she. If we had been devoured by wild beasts in the wood, at least we should have died together. Spare me your lamentations, said the woman. They are of no avail. Early next morning, Gretel had to get up, make the fire, and fill the kettle. First, we will do the baking, said the old woman. I never heated the oven already. I kneaded the dough. I heated the oven already and kneaded the dough. Okay, so I heated the oven a little bit already, okay? And I kneaded the dough. To knead the dough is when you get a piece of dough. If you don't understand what dough is what we use to make bread. Okay, dough. So let's have a look at dough. What you're probably about to see here is that you're going to see the Simpsons saying dough. But that's dough there, okay? Dough. So that's the bread dough. So to knead the dough is to kind of get the dough and go. I'm kneading the dough. Kneading the dough. Okay, let's go back. Kneading the dough. She pushed poor Gretel towards the oven, out of which the flames were already shining. Creep in, said the witch, and see if it is properly hot, so that the bread may be baked. And Gretel, once in, she meant to shut the door upon her and let her be baked, and then she would have eaten her. But Gretel perceived her intention and said, I don't know how to do it. How shall I get in? Stupid goose, said the old woman. The opening is big enough. Don't you see? I could get in myself. And she stooped down and put her head in the oven's mouth. Then Gretel gave her a big push, so that she went in further, and she shut the iron door upon her. Oh, how frightfully she howled. This is howl. But Gretel ran away and left the wicked witch to burn miserably. Gretel went straight to Henzel, opened the stable door, and cried, Henzel, we're free! The old witch is dead! Then out flew Henzel like a bird from its cage. As soon as the door is open, how rejoiced they both were! How they fell each other on the other's neck, and danced about and kissed each other. As they had nothing more to fear, they went over all the old witch's house, and in every corner there stood a chest of pearls and precious stones. So do you know what pearls is? Pearls, 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 pearls. Every woman likes pearls. Every woman likes pearls. Pearls. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful pearls. Very, very shiny pearls. Okay, those are pearls. So let's continue. And as they had nothing more to fear, they went over all the old witch's house, and in every corner there stood a chest of pearls and precious stones. This is something better than flintstones, said Henzel, and he filled his pockets. And Gretel, thinking she also would like to carry something home with her, filled her apron full. Now away we go, said Henzel, and if we only can get out of the witch's wood. When they had journeyed a few hours, they came to a great piece of water. We can never get across this, said Henzel. I see no stepping stones or bridge. So stepping stone is a stone that you can step, and step, where you can put your foot and you can step. That is a stepping stone. And there is no boat either, said Gretel. But here comes a white duck. If I ask her, she will help us over. So she cried, What? She asked a white duck? What? Duck, duck, here we stand, Hansel and Gretel on the land. Stepping stones and bridge we lack, or we don't have, we lack. For example, when we don't have food, we said we are lacking food. Carry us over on your nice white back. And the duck came accordingly, and Henzel got upon. And the duck came accordingly, what? And Henzel got upon her and told his sister to come too. No. No, answered Gretel. What? So, and Henzel got upon her and told his sister to come too. No, answered Gretel, that would be too hard upon the duck. We can go separately, one after the other. And that was how it was managed. And after that, they went on happily until they came to the wood, and the way grew more and more familiar, till at last they saw in the distance their father's house. Then they ran till they came upon it, rushed in at the door, and fell on their father's neck. Father! They fell on their father's neck. The man had not a quiet hour since he left his children in the wood, but the wife was dead. And when Gretel opened her apron, the pearls and precious stones were scattered all over the room. Hansel and Gretel took one handful after another out of his pocket. Then was all care at an end. So there was no more care, there was no more worries. And they lived in a great joy together. My tale is done. There runs a mouse. Whosoever catches it may make himself a big fur cap out of it. Wait, hold on. Took one handful out of his pocket. Then all care was at an end. They lived in great joy together. Okay. My tale is done. My tale is done. So the story is over. There runs a mouse. Whosoever catches it may make himself a big fur cap out of it. So this is just another story. Hey, look, there's a mouse. If you catch it, you can make a hat out of it. Okay, so what do I want as homework? So your homework is to write in the comment section below. Okay. I want you to do a summary of the story. Okay. And was the wife correct in her thinking? What would you have done? And lastly, do you think, okay, thank you so much. God bless you, okay? And keep studying English, okay? Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay, guys, I saw that there was a problem in the video. So, to recap, once again, summary of the story. What was the wife correct in her thinking? What would you have done? Do you think, hold on. Do you think the wife was the witch? Why or why not? Okay? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Again, okay? Any doubts, please write in the comments. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.